Okay. I'm trying to do my best like in between. أول حاجة الله إن شاء الله يرجع لنا السودان أحسن ما كنا عارفينه، ونرجع كنا له بسعادة ومبسوطين زي ما كنا زي ما بيقولوا. أنا خريج زي ما حضرتك قلت يا دكتور أكرم. أنا شغال أنا كنت خريج جامعة ابن سينا سنة 2018. نصر الدين سابقا. did my internship in Sudan. الحمد لله. I did a medical officer in Sudan for a year. بعد ذاك I came to Ireland in 2021. اشتغلت في Beaumont Hospital في ال A&E. بعد ذاك مشيت اشتغلت في السيرجيكال ديبارتمنت في ووترفورد ل3 سنوات. اشتغلت سنتين ك SHO. خلال سنتين عملت ال MRCSI. بعد ذاك عملت سنة سيرجيكال ريج في ووترفورد. بعد السنة اللي بعديها مشيت لي Beaumont Hospital which was last year. اشتغلت سنة كاملة as a surgical registrar in general and breast specialty. During that year I decided to change my pathway, my career forever. Currently doing an MCH in Master of Surgery with RCSI, and as you mentioned, I'm also a radiology trainee in Waterford. طيب. I'm just gonna say it's a couple of things. So today my objective, my aim, I just trying to tell you what's the radiology training program in Ireland, general idea about it. Application deadline, application form, what you need to, when to apply, and what you need to have to apply, and what are your chances in reality. بعد ذاك score to secure training, the interview process itself, and is there any alternative pathway? Now, so the radiology training program in Ireland generally it's 4 year, a 4 year in one hospital. So you do SPR position for 4 years, and then after the finishing 4 year, fourth year, you have an option either to do 1 year or 2 years, either inside Ireland or outside Ireland, a fellowship, depending on the fellowship you want to do. There's some people they go abroad, Australia, Canada, UK, America. Um, France, Italy, يمشون and they do the fellowship over there for a year or 2 year according to what they want to do. Interventional radiology, breast, abdomen, general things, head and neck. During the 4 year training, you will have to do 3 months in pediatric, and usually it's either Temple Street or Crumlin in Dublin, and usually it's in the third year. Sorry, guys. بسم الله. الله أكبر. Then during your 4 years, you have to do two exams. It's called FFR exam. There's part one, which happened in May of the end of first year, which basically going to be in May. In my case, it's going to be May um, next year. And the second part, it's going to be in second part. Usually, it happened in August in the fourth year. So like July, you're going to start to be fourth year SPR. After a month, you're going to do your first part of part two, and then second part is in November. Um, okay, people say الزبدة زي ما بنقول الحنك شنو كيف التقديم. Anyone, if you open and you write radiology training in Ireland, you're gonna get directly to the website of the RCSI radiology training, which you're gonna find like training radiology and radiation oncology. They have an application deadline. They didn't announce yet for the application for next year, but last year the application started from the 18th of October لحد 18th of November, which was a month duration. And usually you apply application. Basically, what you have to do is you have to have your CV. If you have any exams, they give you a self-scoring templates, which I have here for a template. If you can see it on the if you can see it on the left side, this is the first page. It has like three parts. First part is the college centile, which is out of 10. Like if you are the first 10 student, you get 10 points. Second 10 student, you get 9 points, and the rest, yani. Then there's a score for your academic achievement. For example, if you have a membership exam. For example, I have two membership exam, like MRCS part one and part two, so I have 6 points. If you have an imaging specific achievement, like if you have anything you presented, a medal prize you won anywhere, that's considered as like, and you during your college, obviously, that's considered as, or even after your college, sorry, that's considered as a 2 point. If you have any prize in non-radiology during your academic years, like in your master degree, PhD, whatever, you get also a 3 point. If you have a master degree or currently doing a master degree, which is my situation, you get 1 point. If you have a USMLE exam, each of them will give you 1 point. So basically, you have full, you can have 3 point, maximum point, which is maximum. So the maximum what you can get from section, the first section or the first two section is 24 point. أنا لما قدمت I remember I was like I think I was around 18 out of 24. انا كنت الثاني في الدفعه او الثالث في الدفعه so I was like 10 centile. MRCS is 16 and then I have master degree, so like it was 17, sorry, point my point from the first part. Second part is basically talking about your publications. So publication depend, you can see the score about it. Total score is 12 from the publication presentation. It's not just publication presentation. I had a poster prize I won, like in national oral presentation. So I got 3 points from it. I also have a 2 points. I also have a Sylvester Haldron meeting presentation, and had one simple publication in a journal. Impact was even low, like impact factor, like was more than 2.5. So I got like, sorry, less by 2.5. So I got like 2 point off of it. So total can fill all of the point score. I was around the 26, 27. Obviously, there's another one if you have an audit. If you have an audit in radiology, that's 2 point. If you have an audit non-radiology, you get only 1 point. If you have a cycle audit, I mean like complete audit. Um, then you say, okay, I have this point. When I'm gonna think, okay, I'm gonna be shortlisted, because لانه ما كل الناس اي زول بيقدم بيحصل الشورت list. As I remember what they have told us, like 885 people applied for radiology training last year. من ال 585 زول 113 113 were shortlisted وال 130 for 39 position. يعني انت متخيل الرقم من 585 عندك بس 39 مقعد. فهم they have to have their own criteria. Obviously, the higher the number of people applied with higher score, they will increase the cut point score. So last year the average was 19. If you have more than 19 total point مع شروط تانية اللي حقولها هسه بعد شوي, you get shortlisted. طيب, anyone have more than 19 will be able to be selected for radiology training? Unfortunately, no. طبعا if you're graduated from Ireland, European country, is different story. أنا قاعد أتكلم عن ناس تخرجوا من السودان زي حالاتي أو من دولة تانية عربية بأي دولة كانت, واشتغلوا هنا في أيرلندا عشان تحصل أو eligible for special training في Ireland. Generally هو إنه لازم تكون either citizen of Ireland أو European أو UK, أو تكون زول عندك ستانفورد. أنا عندي ستانفورد. now most of the people have ستانفورد. انت لو اشتغلت سنتين في ايرلند you can apply for ستانفورد. فالحمد لله رب العالمين توفقت. If you have ستانفورد or obviously European passport, Irish passport, UK, and you have more than 19, it's guaranteed you'll be shortlisted. طيب, في another article was published early of last year, and it was like talking about the increased flow of like the need of more radiologists. If you go back زي ما بيقولوا 8 years ago, قبل 8 سنوات أو قبل 9 سنوات, ما كان في training radiology as it is now. يعني ما كان في hospitals has radiology rages or SPRs as it is now. It used to be like some have an SPR, some hospitals they don't have an SPRs, and most people like standalone registrar. They all did radiology training somewhere, or they started it here in Ireland, whatever, and they were like just doing their exam. They passed the exam. That's it. They're radiologist. Um, 2 years ago, they increased the CA to 39 position, or 3 years ago. Their plan is in 2028, the number of the position for radiology training or trainee in Ireland will be around 78. يعني almost double the number. So the chances will be obviously will be easier to get than it is now, but still it's gonna be competed. للأسف ما عندي, I don't have a my questions or whatever I had about my sorry, my interview. L'interview, so once you get shortlisted, they will send you email telling you, congratulations, you have been shortlisted for the radiology training, which is going to happen in the first week of December, which is after 2 weeks from the application. They will tell you you're being shortlisted for interview. Your interview will be around the 17th of January. They will tell you in advance, 17th or 24th, one of them. Um, Here is um, they call like radiology hub, or this is the radiologist in every hospital who has a radiology training program within it, um, supervisor or in charge about the training. So they send you nine, there's nine hospitals. They send you nine consultant emails, and they tell you, listen, if you're interested in any of these hospital, email them or chat with them. Every hospital will have an open something called open day. It's either in person or it's online. Open day basically is you attend like now, the hub or the supervisor will start talking about the program, radiology training program, what they have in their hospital specialty, what the chances they can provide for you from the teaching point, from helping you in getting a fellowship in after finishing your 4 years, the support you get, the leave you get for the exams, the amount of responsibility that they will help you with within the 4 year time. That's either in person, as I said, or online. Most of the time, Dublin Hospital, they do it online. James's, Vincent, Beaumont, Tala, Matter, they do online. If you are really interested, and this is like from now, if you go to a hospital, if you again apply by the end of this year, inshallah, any of you or anyone is hearing us, yani, if you're gonna apply and you're gonna be shortlisted, and if you're really interested in any of the hospital you're thinking about, just for the location of the hospital, you heard good thing about this hospital or that hospital, email them and tell them I want to meet you even before the open day. Yeah, and when I got my shortlisted, I was interested in Beaumont and I was interested in Waterford. I spoke with Beaumont supervisor and I spoke with Waterford supervisor, and they were both of them welcoming me to see them face to face. And I came in advance. I remember like 3 weeks or 4 weeks before the open day, and or 2 weeks like before the open day, and I was like chatting with them just to know them, just to know me. They don't need someone smart. They don't need someone genius. What they need someone that can trust, they can trust for 4 years duration, that he will do his job, his task or her task, and someone they can depend on covering other colleague or their colleague in case someone is sick or absent, and someone nice. You know, they don't want someone like greedy and not happy with his life, or someone who has like an anxiety or depression and doesn't know even how to talk to people to be their trainee. No, they wouldn't. But they want someone nice, someone understand the responsibility he will get. Then once you meet, you do the open day, you attend as much as you can. You put your mind, okay, I like this hospital. There's a paper they ask you to submit, um, with like ranking the hospital. Like you put Bowman first, Waterford second, Mater third, James is fourth, or whatever you like. Galway first, Limerick first, and then you submit it, and then you fill there's a reference form which you get three consultant to fill a reference form for you. Then you send it in the open day. um, صراحة هو it's a game, it's a mind game. There's no radiology question at all. My config question and radiology, most of the questions are general questions. What do you want to, what do you want to be in 5 years, what's your plan, what you did, what you do in stress situation, what you do in case there is a conflict with your colleague, um, open disclosure, your career, all of these things. Once sometimes you had conflict with the radiology. The interview basically is two interviews. Each interview there's seven consultant, five from different hospital and two from the RCSI. There's sorry, four people listen and three people ask questions. And during the interview, they will rank you. Then they look after finishing all the application for everyone, after finishing all the interview for everyone, they come and they say, okay, who had the highest rank? They say, okay, out of the 113, these 25 applicant, they had the highest rank. Okay, then they go to their form, they submit all of these saying, I want Limerick or Galway. Whatever they want, they get. Like say if I was the highest, I put Limerick, I'll get Limerick. If I get the highest, I say Galway, I get Galway. But the lower the score you get, then they leave that to the consultant to decide. If the consultant like you during the interview or he knows you during your open day, then they will offer you the job. Like أنا سبحان الله لما قدمت I was not chosen in the first so there's like a first so after 2 weeks from the interview they will email people, oh you congratulations, you've been like offer you a radiology training, and they told me we still put you on the side panel, still not rejected, we didn't give it to you yet. After 2 weeks, sorry, they emailed me saying, okay, we would like to offer you a position in Waterford Hospital. Then Waterford was not my first choice. فلما like so basically it's like your point from the application form, your point from your interview, either both of them will increase your rank or they will decrease your rank. So if you get high in the point but low in the interview, you won't get position. If you get low in the point and you get high in the interview, you can get position. Because as I said, it's a hospital decision. It's not an RCSI decision. So each hospital, their consultant, they are in charge in choosing the applicant. It's not the RCSI. Like the RCSI won't tell the hospital. It's not like other specialty in Ireland, like you get the highest ranking. The RCSI and whatever consultant attending from the RCSI during the interview, they will give you a rank. And if your rank was not very low, like you're accepted during the interview, you didn't make a big mistake, you didn't say anything like inappropriate. With your rank you get from the scoring and the interview you get, if the consultant saying from Beaumont or from Waterford say, I want this guy, and there's like no three people higher than you wanted Beaumont, and he didn't like them, you get the training position. باختصار يعني. As they say, it's a game, it's a mind game. So as I said, if you're really interested, آخر حاجة داير أقولها يعني, if you're really interested, قبل ما أخذ أسئلة منكم ولا حاجة, if you're really interested, you apply, you got shortlisted, speak with the consultant as soon as you can, with as much as you can. وما عندي حاجة ثانية صراحة، ما أعرف، ما في حاجة في بالي، لكن لو سألتني يمكن أسأله.
Okay, okay. Taqi, thank you very much. Mind Games interview. Sounds like the Crystal Maze program from the 1990s.
It is
Fair
like,
enough.
like for example, when I did my interview in the two panel, one of them I had, so my as I said, my choices was Beaumont and Waterford.
Yeah.
Each panel, I had one from Beaumont, one from Waterford. If both of them were from the same panel, I might didn't get a good point from the other panel, from the
Okay.
other part of the
Fair enough.
interview.
Fair enough. Okay.
Like I get higher rank from that interview, higher rank from that interview.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That-
Okay. Okay then. How about a different perspective? Why don't we get a someone with a little bit more experience of years under behind their buckle. Sara Azhari, I think you were there from the beginning and you heard the lovely tips and tricks and interview. Why don't you tell us briefly about your experience? I know you have a very busy day. If you don't mind just shining a bit of light on that, please.
Of course, yeah. Thank you, Amr. Thank you, Taqi, and thank you, SDUI, for continuing to do the marathon. Apologies for being late, and apologies for not being able to do a full presentation. I'm solo parenting, so sorry again if we are interrupted by any noises or children. But anyway, yeah, thanks, Taqi. I don't have much to add, actually. That was very good summary from Taqi about, the presentation, sorry, the application and the process to radiology. And he's probably closer to the application than me. I applied to radiology in 2019, so it was a long time ago. The system was different. Interviews were different. Open days were all in person. So things are different. So definitely he's more closer to the application process than I. بس في حاجات بسيطة أنا can add it. I just want to just correct. I know هو عارفة، بس هو قال 4-year training program، هو 5 years. يعني أنت you don't get the CCST before completing the 5th year. بس هي fifth year is a special interest. So you do 4 years in the same hospital. Same hospital دي تحتها خطين. I will come back to it. You do 4 years in the same training center, but then the 5th year is a special interest. You choose the subspecialty you want to do. وبعد the 5th year, you have a complete CCST. You can apply for consultant job immediately, or you can do post CCST fellowships عشان to increase your chances of getting into the jobs that you want. I think one of the very important things about radiology, الكلام الأخير اللي قال تقي إنه hospitals choose candidates. It's not a central it's not a central recruitment decision. So RCSI has no say. But unless you have a hospital interested in you, unless you have departments impressed by you, even if you score very high and even if you do really well in the interview, or it's going to be very difficult doing well in the interview if you haven't met at least 2 or 3 of the interviewers before the interview. This is very important. والسنة اللي فاتت they were very good يعني candidates من هم كلهم من ال SDI دخلوا الانترفيو and I guess إنهم they all did well, لكن I don't think they had enough connections مع الhospitals اللي هم كانوا interested فيها أو they did work very hard on their CV لكن they did not work very hard in their networking. So الجيم بتاعت الراديولوجي الحاجة اللي بتخليها شوية more complicated than other specialties and you have to do a very intense networking. You have to choose which hospitals. You have to be realistic about the choices اللي انت بتعملها. يعني it's not enough تقول أنا والله عجباني Vincent and I want to work in Vincent. It's very important انك انت يكون عندك يعني تكون عارف انه Vincents are interested in you. You've met the local training coordinator أو other influencers. يعني مرات ما بس local training coordinator بيكون في consultants في departments عندهم influence على departments. عادة بيكون مثلا الأكاديميك الأكثر شخص أكاديميك عنده projects, the most senior consultant, الconsultant اللي كان قبل كده training coordinator. يعني it's very important إنك أنت تتكلم مع الترينيز اللي في السنتر اللي انت interested to rank لانه انت طبعا بتعمل رانكينج وهم بيعملوا رانكينج فايتس ماتشنج سيستم بيشبه السيستم بتاع اليو اس اي فايتس very important انك تعمل يعني very good networking. اخر تيب عاوزه اديها للناس بالنسبه لانه الناس افتكر اكثر نحن كويسين جدا في الاكاديميك من الناحيه بتاعت الاكزامز والكلام ده بس لما الناس تجي للبروجكتس والاوديتس والريسيرشز مرات شويه بنستقب انه we think that we have to start from scratch. You don't have to start from scratch. The easiest way to get projects done إنك أنت to go and talk to people who are known to be academic in the departments بالذات الراديولوجي. يعني إذا if you approach any radiology department في المستشفى اللي أنت شغال فيها especially the teaching hospitals وتعمل وأنا interested في radiology and I'm looking for projects you can easily do an audit within a week or 2 weeks لأنه كل الناس دي عندها requirements لأنها هي يكون عندها SME points و consultants all the consultants will have projects and they are looking for people to help. And it's easier to complete the project هو ابتدى أصلاً أو فكرته موجودة من إنك أنت تبدأ project from the scratch. So the easiest way to get audits or oral presentations or poster presentations or book chapter authorship or journal authorship is to join a project that already exists. And the best way to do this is to be proactive and go and ask around in the department. ثاني 2 points عاوزة أقولهم إنه it's very important الكلام اللي قاله تقي إنه النمبر this is a recommendation بتاعت the National Doctors Training and Planning إنه by 2028 the number of radiology trainees is going to be 75 to 78 compared to 39 now. So this is very promising. بس الداون بتاع الحاجة دي إنه حيكون في rotation والrotation already بدأ. يعني زمان كان إنه ال4 سنين in the same hospital. هسي already بقى في hospital hubs يعني الناس التريننج في بومنت في السكند year حيمشوا يشتغلوا في مونينجار وكونولي وغالبا بعد ذاك ناس جوه حيشتغلوا في سلايجو فورتونكولا وهكذا يعني حيبقى في level 3 hospital rotation. الحاجة دي for years كان في ناس كتار في الديبارتمنت أو في الفاكولتي بتاعت الراديولوجي are resisting القصة دي لأنه بيفتكروا إنه الكونتينيوتي بتاعت التريننج في الراديولوجي is important وإنك تكون قاعد في نفس السنتر is important وإنك تكون قاعد في سنتر فيه يعني يكون level 4 hospital فيه sub specialties is important for radiology لكن unfortunately عشان يقدروا to accommodate النمبر الكبير بتاع الترينيز ده ما حيكون في option غير الروتيشن فهو they're still figuring it out و still في يعني ديبيت كبير جدا في الفاكولتي بين الناس اللي سبورتين القصة دي وبين الناس اللي who don't support it لكن بس كل الناس الداخل الراديولوجي تعرف إنه حيكون فيه روتيشن لكن غالبا حيكون limited يعني ما حيكون زي الروتيشن بتاع الميديسن والسيرجري بتاع انه انت كل 6 شهور حتكون في مستشفى. غالبا حيكون في سنترال تريننج هب، يعني تكون انت بيست في بومنت، لكن يكون عندك couple of months حتكون روتيتنج في المستشفيات اللي تكون affiliated مع بومنت مثلا، او تكون في تالا مثلا تكون روتيتنج لنيس مثلا، ولا I don't know الميدلاند هوسبيتالز او كده. فالحاجه دي غالبا will come into effect يعني.
Fair.
بعد ذلك إذا في أي زول عنده أسئلة specific عن ال interventional radiology in particular, I'm happy to answer them during this session، أو بعدين أنا ممكن أخذ الكونتاكت بتاعي و people can approach me يعني individually.
أم،
شكرا.
Okay.
دكتور سارة ما شاء الله تبارك الرحمن. انا داير تديني محاضرة كمان عشان كيف اخش الانترفيشنال راديولوجي فellowship. بس داير اضيف حاجة بسيطة. يعني ما شاء الله عليه احسن مني، تعرف الحاجات دي كلها اكثر مني. في ناس حيقول لك انا ما شغال في مستشفى فيها تريننج راديولوجي، في معظم الناس شغالين في مستشفيات ثانوية او تيرشري هوسبيتالز ما عندهم راديولوجي سنتر. بيقول لك دي صعبة صراحة. الموضوع ده معقد شديد يعني. لما هم بيجي انت تخيل نفسك انت صاحب تريننج بروجرام وداير تجيب زول يشتغل عندك، حتفضل الناس اللي عندك ابليكنت في المستشفى حقتك او شغالين في مستشفى كبيره تانية. لكن ما معناته انه this is impossible. زي ما قال دكتور سارة، انت لو interested في radiology as soon as possible, if you're interested in a hospital, contact radiology, any of the radiology consultant in that hospital قبل ما يكون الديدلاين، قبل ما يكون الكلوزنج ديت، وستارت البروجكت. خليهم يعرفوك انه انت زول موجود، انه انت اكزيست، عشان لما تجي تعمل البروجكت معاهم حتعرف ناس تانيين وناس ثالثين. بعد ذاك انت الشانس حقتك بتزيد. ما معناته والافضل انه انت تكون شغال في مستشفى كبيره زي بومن، جيمسز، ماتر، فينسنت، وات ايفر. بس ده الكلام ده اقوله يعني، اضيف على كلام دكتور سارة.
والله هو طبعا يعني it's very good that both of you are you're reiterating the same point, because radiology are kind of under the radar. They appreciate when people approach them. Their training program, I know it's behind closed, it's not behind closed doors, but and they prefer because it's a hospital based. It's not asked from the RCSI, so it's great. Okay, maybe I think this question might be for Sarah, if you don't mind. Um, since you've been there for a while in radiology, is there any possibility of an alternative pathway?
No, unfortunately في إيرلندا there's no alternative pathway. زمان كان في one single job في ووترفورد، احتمال تقي ذاته يكون قابل جزء من
Mhm.
كان في كم Sudanese doctors who did this alternative pathway، لكن هي برضو كانت تعتمد على كانوا بياخذوا لها ناس يكون عندهم radiology experience from abroad، ولكن الحاجة دي وقفت للأسف. ففي إيرلندا ما في أي alternative pathway للأسف. الباثوي الوحيد إنك أنت تدخل التريننج بروجرام. حتى الامتحانات ما available للنون trainees. يعني ال FFR it's only when you get into the training، وزي ما قال تقي تعمل part 1 في السنة الأولى و part 2 في السنة الرابعة. ال FRCR بتاع UK available before ال training، يعني في ناس بيعملوه to approve إنهم هما to prove commitment to the specialty وكده. لكن في جوبس اون ذا سايد ممكن هو ايوه. واحده من الحاجات اللي بتخلي الراديولوجي صعب انه ما فيه سيرفيس جوبس. يعني انت هسه سهل تشتغل سيرفيس جوب في اي سبيشاليتي عشان بعد ذاك تتعرف عليها وتعمل فيها اكسبيرينس عشان تدخل تريننج. راديولوجي ما فيه سيرفيس جوب، لكن فيه ليكشرر جوبس، تيوتر جوبس. يعني ما كثيره لكن في، يعني مثلا جوه فيها تيوتر جوب لانه عندهم البروجرام بتاع الماستر بتاع الراديولوجي. برضو لازم يكون عندك كونكشنز كويسه جدا مع الديبارتمنت عشان تقدم للتويتر جوب. في ليكشرر جوبز قاعده تظهر في جيمسز وفي بومنت بتاعت راديولوجي، وفي ريسيرش جوبز بتاعت راديولوجي. فدي كلها ممكن تقربك شويه من الراديولوجي لكن ما في alternative pathway للاسف. داير اقول للناس اللي بتحضر في السي في بتاعها للراديولوجي بليز دو الحاجه دي in parallel with a UK training. اوكي، لانه في similarities كثيره جدا بين UK وايرلندا في الشورت ليستنج. دقيقه معلش يا شباب.
طيب,
في
speaking, go ahead. Sorry.
اوكي سوري. ايوه، ففي similarities كثيره جدا. UK برضو ما فيها alternative training program، لكن النمبر اوف جوبس فيها اكثر بكثير من هنا، فممكن تكون اسهل يعني.
تمام تمام. ممتاز. To be very frank, يعني هو I think that answers the second question. موضوع إنه ال alternate pathways. I remember specifically حتى في Waterford there were two trainees. واحد منهم كان سوداني when I was there in Waterford. So both of them ended up getting into the program and finishing up in Waterford. طيب okay. طيب, if you another question, if you completed basic training, specialty training, and other specialty, and you decide to make a career shift to radio, it will be accessible and possible. Muhassa, as you said, Taqi, I think can actually answer that, but he actually was a surgical SHO and a surgical registrar doing the alternate pathway. Taqi, I don't know if you can shine light on
Okay,
that for us, please.
okay. To get radiology training, basically they want you to have 1 year internship and 1 year SHO. These the two conditions to apply. You know, if you have 2 year experience after graduation, you can apply. To have a CST for the surgical, a BST, or any other subspecialty basic training, that obviously will help you comparing if you go standalone. So like the people who do training, basic training in medicine or in surgery, their chances are higher than the people who are doing standalone just because of the link within the RCSI. And by the way, 99% of the radiologists in Ireland, they are either the medicine or the surgery. There's no radiology training, basic radiology like SHO job. There's none. If that answered the question.
ايوه معلش دايره عاوزه اضيف نقطه بسيطه انه اي experience you have before radiology is not going to be taken against you. انا واحده من الناس اشتغلت surgery for a very long time زي ما قال عمرو في المقدمه. كنت شغاله surgery for a very long time قبل ما اقدم للراديولوجي. ف it doesn't matter اذا انت عندك basic specialty training في surgery ولا في medicine ولا لك 10 سنين شغال anesthesia ولا لك 12 سنه شغال orthopedic and you want to shift your career to radiology, you can definitely do it. You just have to state the correct reasons. الناس دي بيكرهوا لما تيجي تقول لهم والله انا جاي الراديولوجي عشان هو سهل، لانه الراديولوجي ما سهل، ما بحبوا الاجابه دي. حتى الاجابه بتاعت work life balance دي you have to formulate it better، لانه في ناس كثيره بتيجي تخش السكيم بالفهم ده بتاع انه والله الناس دي مرتاحين وقاعدين في المكاتب وكده، وذي دروب في دروب ريت عالي كان في فتره من الفترات من الترينيز، وهم ما بحبوا الحاجه دي لانه ما في سيرفيس جوب في الراديولوجي. فاذا trainee take a position و he dropped the position في النص بيورط المستشفى لكم سنه، يعني الجوب بتاعته دي cannot be replaced easily. فدي واحده من الحاجات اللي هم بيفتشوا عليها. they want you to show them that you are committed. they want you to show them انك انت you know exactly what you are coming for. تكون عارف كويس الشغل عامل كيف، عارف كويس انه الكولز are very very busy especially في البيج سنترز. ما تكون قايل انه والله انت حتجي هنا عشان ترتاح وكده وهنا. فلازم يعني لازم تكون عارف الحاجه دي، ولازم تشو الكوميتمنت. كل ما يكون عندك كلينيكال اكسبيرينس الحاجه دي يعني ما بتتاخذ ضدك، يعني ما حيقول لك ليه والله انت يعني، بس لازم تديهم سبب او مبررات واضحه انه انت مثلا داير تغير من السبيشاليتي بتاعتك لشنو. او لو انت فعلا الراديولوجي ده كان هو يور فيرست لاين وين ما تخرجت انت داير راديولوجي لكن شغال باقي الحاجات على بال ما تو بيلد اب السي في بتاعك للراديولوجي، برضه تقول الكلام ده بشكل واضح. لكن بس ما تقول انا مثلا السيرجري ده صعب عشان كده داير ارجع ارتاح في الراديولوجي. الحاجه دي حتكون very bad reasoning.
To be honest with you, Sarah, like to be honest, this is the misconception of radiology in all fairness. And upon talking and meeting with a lot of surgical radiology colleagues, like the thing is we all are dealing with one specialty. I deal with surgery and so on, deal with medicine and so on and so forth. Radiology basically deal with any radiological intervention in the hospital, whether it's an intervention or not. So just because the surgical reg is banging on your door at 2 o'clock in the morning waiting for a scan because I have an obstruction waiting for me in the emergency department doesn't mean you don't have 3-4 query CVAs or strokes lined up. Do you know what I mean? Yani it's not work and the life balance it's not that straightforward, and you guys have to deal with the whole hospital. Fair enough, it's not easy. You're right. So just one last question. Once someone was talking about a significant gap effectively affect my chances. I suppose if you should, this applies the general question to apply for everything, but maybe Taqi or Sara, if anyone can shine light on that.
تفضل دكتور سارة.
لا تفضل
لا مستحيل ladies first.
أنا والله واحدة من الناس يعني as a female بالذات شايفة إنه ما في مشكلة إنه يكون في gaps في الكارير as long as you can justify it and you can stand for it and you can prove that you are committed to you have a vision and you have a focus وكده. أنا بعرف ناس كثيرة جدا مش عندها جاب بس سنة ولا سنتين. أنا بعرف ناس عندها جاب 6-7 سنين في الكاريرز وقدروا يرجعوا تاني بس you have to work harder. يعني definitely الميشن بتاعتك هتكون أصعب، أو بتاعتك هتكون أصعب من الشخص اللي ما عنده gaps في الكارير بتاعته. لكن بس لو في حاجة واحدة أنا دايرة أقولها من المثال حق تقي وحقي أنا، إنه nothing is impossible. أنا متأكدة تماما إنه تقي وأنا كلنا الكلام اللي كانت قال لنا أول ما جينا وطيرين الراديولوجي في البلد دي إنه forget it, just go to the UK، ولا امشوا ما اعرف اعملوه في مصر ولا whatever. ده كان الكلام اللي بيتقال انه forget it. الرياليتي انه ما في حاجه مستحيله، كل الحاجات يعني ممكنه، لكن بس دايره هارد ورك، دايره صبر برضو. يعني ما من الحاجات اللي انت، يعني انا literally to build up السي في بتاعي من اليوم انا قررت فيه انه انا اول شفت من السيرجري للراديولوجي it took me 3 years على بال ما قدمت واتخذت في البروجرام. و 3 years دي كلها كنت قاعده وعارفه انه انا دايره راديولوجي، لكن شغاله سيرجري بس عشان يعني to build up السي في بتاعي towards radiology. فبس الزول يعني you have to work harder. الكارير بالذات is a career for a female for family reasons. I don't think الحاجة دي um, should be taken against you, and you should fight to get yourself back into the track. وحتلقي support جدا especially إنه هسي أغلب البانلز فيها females عندهم هم برضو life and they understand الحاجة دي. وأنا بقول لك الحاجة دي من personal experience لأنه أنا I had 2 maternity leaves during the training بتاعي، و I still managed to get into the fellowship اللي أنا كنت دايرة اللي كانت very competitive، و I still managed إنه يعني to progress في الكارير بتاعي بالsupport بتاع الناس اللي هو understand يعني السيتويشن الحاجة دي يعني.
well done well done.
اضيف على كلام دكتور ساره زي ما قال بالضبط. يعني انا من قدمت للناس قالوا لي مستحيل، يعني انت لا ايرش ولا ايرش جراجويت والكلام ده كله بنسمعه كل يوم في كل سبيشاليتي، لكن في الراديولوجي سبيشالي انا من الناس اللي عندي جاب كان سنه وثلاث اشهر. لكن لما سالوني قال لي عندك جاب، قلت له عندي فاميلي كرايسيس وابوي كان عيان وكذا وكذا وكلام، وما ما عقدوا الموضوع لانه شافوا انا في حاجات بعد الجاب وفي حاجات قبل الجاب، وردتهم ان انا زول حكون كويس عندهم في التريننج. يعني انت ما ممكن تقول عندك جاب وكمان ما عندك حاجه عاملها، يعني لازم تكون عامل حاجه ايفورت مشان توريهم ان انت زول مستحق البوزيشن ده. تمام. بس ده تعقيب الوحيد على كلام دكتور سارة.
تمام. No, that's great. To be honest with you, just like any specialty, if you have a gap, the good thing is everyone understands that people have personal problems, personal crisis, whatever it is, personal decisions. You want to take a career gap for whatever reason. There, that's allowed طبعا يعني. But as long as you can explain and prove to people that during your work period, you are able to work. One last question before we wrap it up, please. If you guys, I know you guys are very busy. We just want to take one last question. Fellowships availability in Ireland or abroad, and maybe the interesting or big subspecialties in radiology. If you guys can, maybe Sara can talk about the fellowships.
Okay. There's a lot of subspecialties for radiology, and that's the beauty of it. So, if you go into radiology, you don't have to be a general radiologist. You can choose to be pediatric radiologist. You can do abdominal. You can do respiratory. You can do musculoskeletal. You can be interventional. Interventional that فيه subspecialties. You can be general intervention. You can be vascular intervention. You can be neurointerventional. So there's so many subspecialties for radiology. الفellowships في ايرلند متوفره في حاجات معينه كويسه في ايرلند، وابرود متوفره برضو. The thing about fellowship is the thing that it's very dependent on connections. عشان كده النتوركينج والenvironment اللي انت بتبدا منه is very important. بنلقى انه اغلب الناس اللي بتمشي for fellowships abroad بتمشي ل programs linked يعني بيكون في واحد من الديبارتمنت من الكونسلتنتس trained في المكان المعين ده. في ناس كتير بتمشي نورث امريكا، بيمشوا ستيتس لو عندهم يو اس ام ديز طبعا، او بيمشوا كندا. في ناس كتير بتمشي استراليا، وفي برضه يو كي ريسنتلي بقت برضه في ناس كتير بتمشي يو كي فور فيلوشيبس. وفي فيلوشيبس كتير برضه افيلبل في ايرلندا، يعني بالذات البيدياتريك في بيدياتريك فيلوشيبس موجوده في تمبل ستريت وكراملين، وحتكون في سي اتش اي لما نمشوا الجوينت هوسبيتال. وفي ماسكولوسكليتال فيلوشيب، وفي تروما فيلوشيبس. الانترفنشن راديولوجي فيلوشيبس في بوموند، وفي فينسنت، في ماتر. جيمس برضو عندهم، وافتكر جالوي وكورك برضو. في البريست راديولوجي ده من السبيشاليتيز عشان البريست سكرينينج فيه endless jobs، يعني literally من الحاجات اللي انت لو عملتها هتشتغل بكره، يعني هتنتهي من السي سي اس تي بتاعك وبكره هتكون عندك كونسلتنت جوب مضمونه. ففي so many options في so many different career paths و career opportunities related to radiology يعني.
دكتورة سارة يمكن تصلحني لو معلومتي غلط. أنا حسب ما سمعته أو لحد ما قالوا لي السينيور إنه ال RCSI they will if you couldn't find any fellowship by the end of the fourth year or like during the 4 year if you لو ما حصلت على fellowship the RCSI they will help you إنه تحاول أو with their connection. أو ممكن تصلحني دكتور سارة المعلومة هذه؟
ايوه، ما لانه هو البروجرام is a 5 year program. الفاكولتي مجبره انها to sort you for year 5، فهم عندهم 5th year jobs، بس هم ما بيقدروا to guarantee for you انه you will get the job that you want، لكن they will definitely get you a 5th year job، سواء الحاجه دي كانت داخل ايرلندا او برا ايرلندا، لانه ال 5th year job if you are going to do it abroad it need to be accredited. يعني ما حتقدر تقول لهم والله انا بس ماشي abroad، المستشفى يكون هم ما بيعرفوه او ما عنده international accreditation، فدايرين ال 5th year تتعامل في مستشفى يكون teaching hospital و accredited by ال RCSI. فديفنتلي ال RCSI بتساعد، ال local hospitals بتساعد، يعني كل الناس هسي ال international fellowships بتاعتهم sorted through networking من Irish trainees. يعني أنا هسي ال opportunities اللي بعين لها لل post CCST fellowships كلها من ال connections. بتلاقي شخص بيكون مشى اشتغل مثلا في فانكوفر، اشتغل في تورونتو، he'll link you with a program director, he will recommend you كده بتاع. فعشان كده مهم جدا انه انت من هسي تبدا to build النتورك بتاعتك بتاعت ال go to the meetings، ال annual scientific meeting، ال MRI meeting، اي meeting تلقاه حتى هنا وبتاع اليو كي وكده، عشان تبني وامشي الكورسز الحاجات زي دي عشان to build the network يعني.
وكمان مع زيادة نسبة الكونسلتنت الجداد في ايرلندا في المستشفيات الكبيرة، الكونسلتنت اليونج اللي جو هسي رجعوا من الفellowship حقتهم abroad. Like for us the first year they came with us the second month from our training and they say, listen, I know it's really advanced in 4 years time. Where do you want to do your fellowship? Do you want to go there? Apply this month. If you're going to go to Canada, apply that month. If you're going to go to Australia in the third year. So they're preparing you يعني من ما بلشته انه what's your plan for 4 years عشان لما تصل سنة رابعة انه انت عندك بلان كاملة حتمشي وين ولا حتعمل شنو. فهم very supportive يعني. وناس في نقطة يمكن ما ضفتها انا، هل الراديولوجي تريننج يستاهل؟ جدا. طبعا تختلف من مستشفى لمستشفى، من ديبارتمنت لديبارتمنت، من كوليج لكوليج. أنا أتكلم عن تجربة شخصية في واترفورد. Every day morning meeting, twice in a week there is lecturing online with the faculty in the RCSI, and every week there is a 3 teaching sessions with different consultant, different modality, different topic, just to prepare us for the exam. فجدا supportive, very respectful environment. But it's very difficult. فالناس don't think you're gonna leave surgery or medicine, you're gonna go easier life. I thought that when I was myself. When I left surgery, I was like, oh, what's worse than surgery in Beaumont, surgical rate, you know? When I did radiology now, this is my third month, and I feel like كثير يعني حاجات كثيرة يعني ما كنت متخيلها، لكن الله يصبرنا يعني زي ما بيقولوا.
اوكي تمام
I
تمام
want
excellent.
just a second الكلام اللي قاله تقي ده. طبعا معروف انه في training programs كتيرة انت بتمشي تتعلم براك. الراديولوجي من التريننج programs البسيطة very well supported by the faculty و very well organized في local training hospitals. يعني انت بقدر ما انه هو صعب، انا افتكر ما في تاني سبيشاليتي زينا الا الانستيزيا يعني قريبة لنا يعني في very structured lecture programs. افتكر تقي في السنه الاولى في 2 half academic days فيهم lecture، يعني 2 days protected للاس بي ارز فيهم lectures، سواء كانت في الار سي اس اي ان بيرسون ولا كانت في زوم. في كميه من التوتوريالز، في كميه من السبورت. فيعني I busy very busy. أنا trained في تالا برضو. تالا it's a great center. إذا في أي شخص من الناس المقدمين السنة دي interested في تالا as a center أو في بومنت please connect with me وأنا بقدر يعني to link you مع ال local training coordinators there. لكن نفس الكلام اللي قالوا تقي، كانوا very supportive في كمية من التوتوريالات. يعني بقدر ما إنه الكول busy والشغل كتير، بقدر ما إنه أنت بتلقى support all the way من ما أنت تدخل training لغاية ما تصل نهايته يعني.
تمام. That's brilliant. Taqi and Sara, thank you very much for this. It was actually very enlightening and very useful information. Hopefully this will be our colleagues will find it very useful. And شوف إن شاء الله by next year we'll find more and more applicants and accepted applicants, to be honest. Once again, Taqi and Sara, thank you very much for your time.
دكتور عمر، شكرا جزيلا. أتكلم عن حالي حاليا، وشكرا يعني تسهيل الأمور. لا، أتمنى لو كنت أعرف في حاجة زي كذا عملت السنة اللي فاتت عشان أنا أستفاد. أنا صراحة خشيت في الراديولوجي باثوي بلايندلي، ما كنت عارف أي زول. لكن مجرد ما عملت الابلكيشن جاني الإيميلز، عرفت اللعبة موضوع لعب. وصلت الاس بي ارز اللي في المستشفى لما كنت في بومن، صراحة ادوني بلان كامل عن الموضوع. بعد ذاك فلما تلاقي الناس بيساعدوك واحنا موجودين متوفرين، اي سؤال عنده سؤال يسألنا. حاجة بسيطة داير اضيفها، وفي حاجة دي ما في زول كلمني لي اياها لكن انا لقيتها عملت فرقة. اي حاجة انت تعملها في حياتك not related to like your job. you play football, you do swimming. اي حاجة ممكن تخلي الانترفيور او الكونسلتنت بيتذكروك فيها، قولها ما بتخاف. يعني انا اتذكر لما عملت الانترفيو قالوا لي انت بتتكلم عن نفسك. انا قلت لهم انا ام فوتبولر، انا بلعب كرة في الدوري الايرلندي الدرجة الثانية. فقالوا لي اوه، كذا كان ردة فعلهم. لما خلصت الانترفيو، لما جاني الجوب، كلمني احد من الاخصائيين اللي انا ما حصل لقيته، كان في بومنت. قال لي انت في الانترفيو قلت انت بتلعب كورة. في الكونسلتنت اللي عمل الانترفيو ذكرها له. فحاجات دي بتبقى في ذاكرتهم، عشان لما انت تعمل حاجة بسيطة انت تحسها بسيطة لكن ممكن تخليهم يتذكروك فيها. دي الحاجات بتساعدك في الانترفيو. فلا تستهين في اي حاجة تعملها. لو كنت بغني، لو كنت كاتب، لو كنت بتقرأ كتب، اي حاجة بتعملها حاول تعمل لها لينك بطريقتك عشان يذكروك فيها. شكرا جزيلا تاني. وخلي كلام دكتور سارة تختم الميتنج.
Sara, any last words?
Thank you والله. Thank you SDUI for يعني the continuous support للnewcomers ولل people to progress in their career. Thank you for Kazim وأحمد حميد and all people in the EC. أنا عارفة إنه how hard and how complicated it is to organize و to run الحاجة دي. ف thank you very much for your persistence and your hard work. وأنا بس هاخد الإيميل بتاعي في ال comments. Anybody who has any questions or who's looking for any more details عن أي حاجة من الحاجات اللي احنا we discussed today, feel free to send me an email I'm always available. برضو عاوزة أقول إنه في تريني تاني سوداني اسمه عادل العباس. عادل للأسف الليلة on call ما قدر to join us، لكن هو SPR year 3 في جولوي. حاليا بيعمل في البيدياتريك روتيشن بتاعه في تمبل ستريت. وعادل برضو is very happy to help. I know him personally من السودان، و he is such a يعني a supportive and helpful person. يعني فبيني أنا وتقي وعادل we definitely help you إن شاء الله to get through الابليكيشنز، وإن شاء الله اللي قدام نشوف سودانيين أكثر وأكثر في التريننج بإذن الله.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. I just saw both of your emails. Tamam. For everyone who's there with us today, thank you very much for attending the session. Hope you guys benefited from it. And just like any other specialty, you have to work hard and prove to the consultants and interviewee panel that you are interested and you're keen on working. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. Anyways, thank you very much. I'll let you guys enjoy your Saturdays. We'll see you in the next session. Bye.